What's up, folks? Stu Myrick, awaiting Justin Smash Simmons for this week's edition of Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're having a good week. So far, it's been pretty good, Obviously, it's early in the week. So, But a good weekend. Wins by Lake Travis. Wins by the Texas Longhorns. Justin Simmons just walked in. Win by Austin FC. It took them forever. Stinking penalty kicks just to make things crazy.
Everybody loves penalty kicks.
Sure.
Whoa, what's this?
Dynamite on Tuesday. Because of the baseball playoffs, TBS moved Dynamite to Tuesday night. So we got Dynamite going head to head with NXT.
Well, who has the better show this week, though?
I don't know. They're both loaded shows.
I saw that Rhea Ripley won.
Several championship matches on Dynamite. You got a bunch of main roster stars showing up in NXT. In fact, I just saw Shinsuke Nakamura and Stax.
What? Shinsuke's over at NXT right now?
Let's see. Yep,
Oh,
there
wow.
he is.
He really is.
Yeah. So, yeah. So you got... we got all sorts of wrestling tonight. So.
I saw that he was part of the Inoki,
Well,
remembrance.
Yeah, you got to imagine he would be. He was, obviously a integral part of New Japan Pro Wrestling for many years. So, how sick?
Worse last week than this week, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm just all just working through it.
All right.
You?
Well, I'm okay.
That's good.
Okay. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do this weekend because. So.
You mean work?
No, well, radio stuff. Oh, Shinsuke gets the win, of course. We had put in for F1 credentials because the United States Grand Prix is at Circuit of the Americas this weekend. Formula One. Now it's kind of odd because unlike past years, the world championship has been clinched already. Max Verstappen, Red Bull Racing, clinched it 2 weeks ago in Japan. So, but nevertheless, the race will run.
Bunch of cheaters.
The weekend will run.
Cheaters.
And
Overspenders.
so it was myself, Rodney Rodriguez from Revved Up, and Cameron Parker had put in for credentials. And I think we finally heard this morning that we've been credentialed now.
Okay, that's cool.
Now, last year they did this, and it was just enough to get inside the stands. We didn't have actual media access. So
you're thinking it's the same thing?
we'll see. I'm gonna go by there tomorrow and see what they have.
Oh, you're gonna go all
Now,
the way
here's
out
the
there
kicker.
just to check?
Yeah.
That
Well,
sucks.
it's, now here's the kicker. I mean, I've already got Cowboys. Now I was planning on doing Cowboys and Lions Sunday noon kickoff. Get done with that game, get done with what I needed post game, and then run back and possibly make it hopefully within the first 10, 15 minutes of Austin FC and FC Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And that might still be the plan, but we'll see.
I'm surprised that you even want to go to Dallas.
Well, I mean, if we don't have the if they actually give us regular media access, then I'll probably stay in town and do the race. So we'll just have to see. So it's going to be a busy weekend, nonetheless. So, hey, Elbow Fire.
I'm like, who?
It's Elbow Fire. Meanwhile,
And I don't know who she is, anyways.
What's the name? What's her name?
Like
Kaylee Ray. It was Kaylee Ray in NXT UK, and prior to that, on the independent scene.
I mean, but is she like a big deal? Like people are high on her?
Yeah, she was a kind of a star on the indies. A former NXT UK women's champion.
Yeah, like that's the one I never watched.
Nobody watched it.
I was like, I've seen more episodes of NXT Level Up than I have of NXT UK ever produced.
Yeah. So, FTR talking to Renee Paquette. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend.
Why are they wasting them?
What do you mean?
Like they're wasting them. Like they should be AEW tag team champs.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Like how can you have the best tag team on earth right now, at least in the last year, and like they can have all these other titles that besides maybe that IWGP one that don't mean too much because you don't get to see them defended. But they're not even in the main title picture. I don't get it.
You got me? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna make some radio magic tonight and see how it goes. So, yeah, let's make some radio magic. Why not? Do that. Let's see. Let's put this. I want to hear this.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Sports Guy.
All right, here we go.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
I apologize for doing this in Oklahoma. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. The great state is right there. The promised land is just south of the Red River. And you trailer park living hillbillies don't even have the common sense to leave. But wait, you did leave a couple weeks ago in the Red River shootout when God bless Texas put up 100 points on the Boomer Idiots.
God bless JBL.
I'm starting to think that you might have sent him that, and then he just read it. Somebody from Austin must have wrote that for him.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons, audio courtesy of WWE. JBL cutting the promo in Oklahoma City on Raw Monday night, and I had to do that. Actually, Eddie Cross from Fight Night, he texted us, said, if you don't run that promo, we're going to riot. So I had to run it.
I hope they run it too. They should have ran it on Fight Night as well.
You think they would? You think they would? So
it's the perfect promo for like the whole state of Texas and especially Austin for UT.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was he's in well, he's not in Norman, but it's Oklahoma. So why not? I get it. So, and we'll get to JBL here in a little bit. Let's start with Bray Wyatt. We started with him the last couple of weeks. Why not? Let's make it 3 weeks in a row. So he appears on SmackDown, and by all accounts, he is going to be on SmackDown. He's on the SmackDown roster. Mm-hmm. So he comes out on SmackDown with his lantern. And then he cuts this interesting promo.
Yeah.
Where, he doesn't say the name, but he's basically it seems like he's talking as Wyndham Rotunda, not Bray Wyatt. And he talks about how, he felt lost his confidence, lost two very important people in his life in the last year. Got to imagine one of those was the late Luke Harper, late Brody Lee. Talking about how fans, encouraged him to come back and thanked him and all that good stuff. And it was like he was borderline emotional in this promo.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden lights go out and then you see the guy in the mask, which I assume is Bray. You forget the past or forget the future or whatever. And you kind of a sinister, I guess, tone to it. So, what are we to take from Bray Wyatt's promo Friday night on SmackDown?
Well, it was very popular on social media. A lot of people really enjoyed the promo, let alone just him being back in general.
Well, because it was a different side of him. It wasn't the Wyatt family cult leader. It wasn't the inhabitant of the Firefly Funhouse. Wasn't even the Fiend. This was, like I said, without using the name, this almost felt like Wyndham Rotunda, his true self, I guess the best way to put it.
Well,
standing there in the middle of the ring.
I'm seeing a lot of theories where maybe the Wyatt Six could stand for multiple personalities.
Right, and we can get that second. But this.
So in that sense, where I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's not just one particular character he's playing. I think he's kind of got a Mankind thing going on where he can play multiple characters.
It is possible. So you get now, as of right now, we have. Well, I guess the Eater of Worlds, when he was teaming with Matt Hardy, I guess that would be a different personality. So you got Wyatt family Bray Wyatt, Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt, Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, Fiend Bray Wyatt,
this new Bray
Wyatt,
and then him,
I guess
himself.
Okay, or at least
just Wyndham Rotunda
or Husky Harris. Who
I
knows?
guess if he wants to tap into it, it would be a nice callback for the WWE universe.
There was talk that could be it. There was talk that the Wyatt Six could be a stable. And what we have seen from Triple H here lately is the creation of different stables. You got Imperium Brawling Brutes,
Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day, the OC. You got all these different ones. So, something that Vince hated to do, but AEW has done it to some degree of success, and Triple H feels like he could make some success out of it. So there could be a stable with Bray Wyatt, whether it, you can speculate as to who would be included in that stable.
Alexa Bliss.
Huh?
Alexa Bliss.
She
would be prime
I
candidate.
still say keep her out of it.
Nah.
I would say Liv Morgan maybe.
Possibly.
Because of what we saw coming out of the match at Extreme Rules with Ronda Rousey. I could see Liv Morgan maybe taking the place of Alexa Bliss as part of Bray Wyatt's stable.
Just toss them both in there. Make them a tag team.
Well, see, that's the thing.
It's not a bad idea, though.
It's not a great idea, though. I think Alexa Bliss. Now, I think Alexa Bliss would be better served getting back as close to the goddess, to the 5 Feet of Fury as possible.
Not even.
But I don't know. I just, like I said, I think she has said that she enjoyed working with Bray in the past. So I don't know. What do you mean it's working now?
I'm saying it's not working now. Like, it didn't work now because they tried to revert back to it because she was like in between, like, oh, somewhat evil, somewhat regular character with the doll. And yeah, I know they're not using her now because she's probably getting retooled, but to retool to what? That's going to be like ultimately.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Because it can't be the same thing. Everybody's got to evolve.
Well, here's the other thing. I would definitely. There is a line. There is a line there. I would definitely keep the magic out. Because sure you can.
No, there has to be a supernatural gimmick.
No, not really. I mean, and you talk about the Undertaker. Undertaker was not supernatural, and as years went by, he got away from all the voodoo.
He
whatever.
fought himself at SummerSlam. If that's not supernatural, I don't know.
As the years going by, remember that was the Undertaker.
He can still turn off the lights.
Yeah, or that could
and
just
lightning
been,
still comes down from the ceiling when he appears.
Or that could again.
Does he control?
You're not listening to me.
But I'm telling you
as
the truth.
the years progressed, yes, early on, yes, they did all that stuff. Because WWF at the time was very cartoonish anyway. So I get that. Now, they need to get away from it. Now, I'm not saying, have some voodoo in there or whatever. Have a little touch here and there. But, again, and it's what I mentioned last week. If you go full in on the whole magic thing, then disbelief goes out the window. Because now I'm going to say, okay, then why in a match can't Bray just use his magic to win the match?
I understand, but I mean, I asked myself the same things about the Undertaker when he was. Like,
and again, I said that's why he got away from it.
Well, eventually,
tell me in the last 20 years when Undertaker used magic.
The whole last match.
What last match?
The whole cinematic last match. He wasn't just like Biker Taker. He was like a melding of all the Takers combined.
Yeah, but he was more Biker Taker than anything. There wasn't any magic in there.
I mean, the supernatural part is
there wasn't any supernatural. He was just there.
He had fire.
No, not really.
I was like,
not really.
That's supernatural. That's not necessarily like and it
Try
wasn't
again.
And it wasn't just like the clumped up paper fireball fire either. It was like real Undertaker fire.
Yeah, again,
and
I don't buy it.
And then if its whole thing is like a graveyard, right? So it's all like, it's
because his name is the Undertaker.
Exactly. So it's always built
around. Of course, it's
going
to be a graveyard.
Death.
Again,
and how he
like
comes back
said,
and reinvents every single time.
I think.
And druids, he had druids. He always has druids.
How again? We got away from the druids.
It wasn't that long ago. You're thinking it was 15 years ago, and it was only like 4 years ago.
15 years ago was 2007.
Yes.
Let's remember that. What you think of Undertaker is like back 90, 91, 92.
No, because all that stuff has still carried over even later on.
But he wasn't doing that stuff in the 2000s. He was not.
Not the whole SmackDown 6 part.
The whole raising his arms and the lights come up. That could have just been the cue to have the light guy bring the lights up.
But nobody else gets that because you have to have that supernatural gimmick for it to sell.
Again, as I say, in 2022, I think, again, just as my opinion, I think they need to stay away from like the full-on magic. Throw a couple voodoo things in there if you want, fine, but stay away from the magic. Just give us creativity without turning it into a movie. That's what I'm saying. So that's that's just me. So meanwhile on SmackDown, we had LA Knight. There you
go.
Coming out.
Well, he doesn't want you to do it.
Mansoir.
I like how you spelled it on the notes too.
Yeah,
correctly.
That's
which is good.
It's
copy paste.
Copy paste. And then cut this promo where he was trying to do a heel promo on the fans, but the fans were still cheering. So,
yeah, they weren't going to let him do it.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. We saw Roxanne Perez make her appearance on SmackDown.
Obviously very cool because she's a lifelong fan.
They're leading up to NXT Halloween Havoc, which we'll talk about in the next segment. and it's going to be Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade squaring off against each other. And so this week on NXT, it was a matter of pick your poison. So each opponent got to choose who the other opponent would face off against on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So Roxanne Perez asked Raquel Rodriguez to fight Cora Jade. So interesting there.
And that's happening while we're talking?
We're taping this on Tuesday night, and we got AEW because of the Major League Baseball playoffs on TBS. AEW Dynamite is on a Tuesday night, which is what Tony Khan originally wanted, and then they changed his mind. But it is on Tuesday night, so for the first time in 2 years, AEW and NXT
are they both
going
live?
head to head? Yeah, they're both live.
Dang.
So anyway, yeah. So there's that. Meanwhile, on Raw, before Raw went on the air, we got word Triple H had to miss Raw. He had tested positive for COVID-19. Now he feels fine. He's in good health. But because of the company protocols, he missed Raw. He is likely missing NXT. We'll see if he shows up for SmackDown. But
so is Road Dogg running these things like he said last week, where he was like, "Can I make a match? Can I do that?"
I think actually Road Dogg was
right. It's funny how WWE life became real life.
DX now running everything. So, but anyway, we wish the best to Triple H. Hopefully, this is nothing more than just he gets through it, becomes doesn't become gets away from the whole passing it on and all that good stuff. So, Raw started with Bobby Lashley calling out Brock Lesnar, and they end up brawling all over the ring area.
Makes Bobby looks really strong, though.
It did. It really did. Especially quote injuring Brock. Of course, that they now have made it a match at Crown Jewel. It will be Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. That'd be a good match.
I've been wanting to see that.
Yeah, and
the build-up has been good.
Yeah,
unexpected and good. I like that.
So that'll be interesting. Speaking of NXT talents showing up on main roster shows, Cameron Grimes and Cora Jade both were on Raw. Cameron Grimes, he's still got this to
the moon.
The battle with the Schism, Joe Gacy and the Dyad, and they were going to do a 6-man. They do a trios match, so he came to Raw and recruited the OC.
I know, right?
The Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. And spoke their language, the language of money.
Yeah.
So so there's that, and then Cora Jade recruited Rhea Ripley to face Roxanne Perez.
So doesn't that mean like the Good Brothers or Anderson, Gallows, whatever you want to call them, like haven't they wrestled on every promotion then this calendar year?
Let's see.
Because they showed up in AEW, right?
They've been in AEW. They've been in Impact. Actually, I don't know if they were in AEW this year.
They would have been in New Japan.
They've been in New Japan,
and they were like so. Yeah, and now they just hit WWE, and now they're going to be on NXT. So I mean, like, that's
they're making the rounds, aren't they? And as of right now, as we talked about last week, they still have plans to at least finish up a few dates with New Japan.
Well, it's interesting.
Carl Anderson's still the never openweight champion.
That's the thing.
And both of them have said they want to work Tokyo Dome.
Oh, I understand that, but
on January 4th.
But if they're going to be a part of that the premium live event for Crown Jewel, he's supposed to have that title defense for what does he hold? The never openweight championship?
Never openweight, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the same day.
That could be a problem. They're
going to be on the same side of the world as opposed to having to take a transatlantic flight.
True. I mean, he could do Crown Jewel and hop on a jet and
Does he gain time if he does like Crown Jewel or like Which would be
know.
first? Because, I mean...
Oh, Lord, don't get me talking.
Yeah, because I remember going from London and coming back, and it was like, oh, I actually gained hours, you know?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But I lost
We'll
a day.
see. We'll
but
see.
I gained hours.
JBL, you heard it at the top of the show.
Well, the reason he was
out,
there, right?
Yeah, it came out, cut that beautiful promo.
Promo of the year.
Introduced the, quote, next wrestling god, Baron Corbin. And I got to be honest, I was kind of like, yeah. That was about the time I switched over to check Broncos and, what was it, Broncos and Bills.
It wouldn't have made the decision any better.
So.
But I don't hate it. I'm glad.
I don't hate it.
I'm
No,
glad he's
it's
back.
fine.
And if it
It's
means more
just-
JBL on my TV, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So.
I'm one of those people that really doesn't hate him. I don't like.
I don't either. No.
Like I understand the bully part from back in the day, but we all change, and he's like mellowed out after a while. But he's still funny to me.
Yeah.
And
I
he
agree.
kind of just tells you how it is. So I was like, I get it, and I think he's a good character.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not talking about JBL. I'm talking about Baron Corbin.
Oh, I'm talking about JBL because
Okay.
I'm saying
Baron
more,
Corbin. I was kind of like, oh, okay.
Are they going to be working together, or was that like a one-off thing?
I don't know. I
Because
can't
I'm assuming
imagine
they are working together.
I can't imagine JBL is going to go back on the road.
I mean,
I don't know.
he's not going to have to work. He doesn't even have to like commentate.
I know he's just managing, but still, I don't know. Elias made his return.
Where's Ezekiel?
Ezekiel's career has been cut short due to injury, and Elias was telling us about it.
He still could have showed up. For support.
You would think, but and he was there with Riddle, and then Seth Rollins comes out because Riddle and Rollins had the U.S. title match.
You left out the part where Riddle shows up with the bongos because he wants to play with him. That was so funny.
And look, okay, bongos and 420. At least those of us in Austin,
Yeah,
who we think of,
it was like an
the
inside
Minister
joke.
of Culture, Matthew McConaughey. So Mustafa Ali trying to make his presence felt in that U.S. title picture. Attacked Seth Rollins after he had successfully defended the title against Matt Riddle. So maybe we will see, Mustafa Ali eventually get a title shot.
Now, usually you would be the one to ask this question. So isn't that more of like a heel tactic, though? I understand that they had the squabble at the beginning of the show. So does that justify his attack at the end of the show?
See, and I agree. It's kind of odd. Plus,
Because I'm supposed to cheer that, right?
allegedly.
Because Seth is the bad guy, right?
Allegedly. Plus, Mustafa Ali has had his time as a heel, so,
Yeah, and he's had these,
Yeah.
I get it. He's had the start-stop,
Right.
booking many, many times. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the one that gets him over. But I also feel like, it's happened to even the best wrestlers. Even John Cena was on the bubble before he got a gimmick change.
Yeah.
And saved his career and became John Cena. So I'm thinking this might be his last opportunity, though, to really get over. But this has really only been like his really sound opportunity, it seems, for him to have that chance.
It's possible. It just again, a weird choice to have him attack Seth. I don't know. Just weird. So, a lot of goings on this week on WWE programming.
But that's good, though. That means it's gotten
Hey,
so
it makes
much better.
You're right. The programming has gotten so much better.
And we didn't even talk about Damage Control, but they're still doing their thing. And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that little,
Absolutely.
how it's going to probably play out Survivor Series.
There are reports. I think Brandon Thurston from WrestleNomics reported this first. The WWE was planning the day one premium live event for January 1st in Atlanta. That is now canceled. WWE has not confirmed this, but apparently that is off the calendar. So now there will be no premium live events between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble.
So that would be like a 2-month build-up for Royal Rumble.
Which I'm totally okay with.
I think a lot of
Absolutely.
old school people are okay with it. I can only imagine how strange it would be for those that have been raised in the 12 pay-per-view era. I mean, I was in the middle of that transition, like many others, where it was just like, oh, we have pay-per-views now, just to kind of fill in the spaces. This is a weird new life, and then it became a regular thing. So I don't know. I also heard that they wanted to get less gimmicky on their shows, right?
Right. There was a quote. They're looking to do more international shows and less gimmick shows. So
what'd you take out?
You take out Hell in a Cell. Just make it a match on another.
Which is understandable. I can take that.
Take out Extreme Rules.
Yeah, you don't really need Extreme Rules. But do you want Money in the Bank every year?
That one I think you keep in,
And what about Elimination Chamber? Just because it is such a, the structure itself is such a big deal.
It is. Both of those, I could see getting rid of Elimination Chamber. Money in the Bank is such a hit.
Mm-hmm.
That I think you keep that one in.
I think anytime you can create an instant championship opportunity for storyline purposes that can move around, you kind of got stuck once they made it. They kind of had to keep it.
Exactly.
And everybody's copied them with that same thing. So I mean, it works.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we will preview NXT's Halloween Havoc coming up this Saturday. Plus some AEW news. That's coming up next on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn.
How is Billy Gunn so old and still having matches and still looks huge compared to like the young talent?
I know.
I mean, we all know
he
why.
He towers over Max Caster and Anthony Bowens.
I mean, he's bigger than his own kids, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Let's see what's going on with NXT.
Yeah, so all we got was MJF talking, which is, not always
MJF
a bad thing.
And William Regal.
Okay, well.
All right, so now we got the
Diet?
It's the Schism versus Cameron Grimes and the OC. And they had Cameron Grimes in their corner, or the Schism did. So double Hurricanrana.
I haven't given this guy
Grimes
enough credit,
wants
man.
Gacy.
Like, he has to get a call-up soon.
Sends him back. Machine Gun tags in. The current never openweight champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, yeah. But, yeah. So.
You can tell he has a real textbook style. Did you see how he Irish whipped? Like, he goes into the deep squat. That's good stuff, though. Like, little things.
It is the little thing.
Well, when you're not a big guy, you can't just, like, toss somebody around and make it look believable. You got to get into that deep squat with the pool. Had a really good teacher. I didn't have to use it too much myself, but I mean, I know how.
Right.
And it's like, you just start looking at all the little things, and then like, it's all like when I was growing up, it's like, why was I attracted to Bret Hart? His character's not exactly, riveting. He wasn't a very good promo. So what was he doing that attracted, 10-year-old, 11-year-old me?
What was it?
He could wrestle.
Yeah.
And it looked good and looked believable. And I mean, you think about the bumps that he would take, especially the front turnbuckle bump. I mean, that always looked good. Like,
you're right. That's why he inspired lots of folks.
Yeah, because I mean, I was a fan of Shawn Michaels because he's from San Antonio, right? But like the guy that I really liked was Bret Hart. That was my wrestler. It's
funny though that you talk to wrestlers, and a lot of them it boils down to one of those two. Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels.
Well, because like the other guy,
I think Shawn Michaels because it was also because of his size.
Yeah, he's not a big.
He
guy
wasn't
either.
the biggest guy, so that it showed a lot of folks. You don't have to be 6'5", 250.
But he was like what Seth Rollins is now.
Yeah.
Because he's like
absolutely.
super athletic. Like you think about it, every time the WWE was going to do a new match, he would get the test run. He would be the gimmick. He would be the guy, Hell in the Cell, Undertaker needs an opponent, Shawn Michaels. Ladder match, we got to go through this for the first time on a pay-per-view, put Shawn Michaels in the match.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to have somebody go wire to wire in the Royal Rumble.
And that was
Let Shawn Michaels do it.
And that's despite all the difficulties that he created with his out of the ring antics.
Oh yeah, his personality
his
at
attitude,
times.
personality. And then he basically bugged out for a couple. What was it? 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
He was gone for like 4 years.
Yeah.
The back.
Yeah, and he lost his smile.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's why they paid him so much money to sit
And I
at
think
home
now he's in charge of NXT. So.
Right? But remember when they paid him all that money just to sit at home, essentially? Because they didn't want him going to WCW?
Right.
It's like I never knew what Vince McMahon saw in him at the time, because it was just like, why are you in love with this 6'2"? He doesn't look like anything that you want.
He's giving you grief.
He's hard to manage.
Why keep him?
And I guess
let him go to WCW and implode,
I hate to say it though, but every time Vince McMahon picked somebody, he was right.
Yeah,
like as much as we hated him,
Look, Vince is booking the last 10, 15 years at least has been questionable. But he did have an eye for talent.
Oh yeah.
He knew who was going to be, he knew who he could make a star. And look, nobody, I don't think anybody disputes that.
No,
So,
I mean, because you see with Roman Reigns, it's like, he kept on shoving him down our throats, but he knew that he was going to be a huge star, and he became one. Same thing with Shawn Michaels. It was just like, I know he's difficult to work with, but he's so good you have to work with him.
Yeah. All right, let's do second segment. YouTube, Twitch, we got to mute you for just a bit. We'll be right back. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons. This Saturday, NXT is holding Halloween Havoc. Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on Peacock. I think the Texas-Oklahoma State game will be done by then. Or will it? Or is it a night game? I can't remember.
I don't even know. All I know is that Texas is actually, a 6-point favorite or something like that?
Oh, they'll be done by then. Okay, good. I think they are. That's kind of scary. The card right now looks like this. In a triple threat for the NXT Championship, Braun Breaker defends against J.D. McDonough and Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
I was like, I really don't care for triple threat matches, but I mean,
that one's going to be a fun one.
There's going to be a lot going on in that match. A lot of strength in the ring.
And I don't know, maybe it's just, something feels like Braun could lose the title.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it seems like he could lose it here and not have to take the pinfall.
Yeah.
But I was like, is it really time for him to go to the main roster already?
But who becomes champion? Is it McDonough or is it Ilya?
I think it would be Dragunov, just because what we saw him against Walter, or at the time, was it Gunther? I can't remember.
It was, and I lean towards that. But I don't know. I mean,
and I think you have to bring back Tyler Bate at some point too, because I mean, the way he went toe for toe with Braun Breaker, I was like, he could easily be champion. So I'm liking where they're at. But is it time for Braun Breaker to go to the main roster for you? Because I mean, they just took Solo.
He's been ready, but who knows? For the NXT Women's title, Mandy Rose defending against Alba Fire, the former Kaylee Ray. The former NXT UK Women's Champion.
We had this whole conversation on Twitch because I was like, who? Elbow what? And I was like, what? I don't know who she is.
We keep saying Elbow Fire, but Alba, A-L-B-A, Fire. So we'll see how.
I was like, please tell me her finisher is the Fire Elbow or something like that.
Yeah. We'll see if Toxic Attraction gets involved in that one. In a ladder match to award the vacant NXT North American title, Carmelo Hayes, Ora Mensa, Wes Lee, Von Wagner, and Nathan Frazier.
See, I don't like this because why did they take the title off of Carmelo just to give it to Solo just for him to get moved up and then for him to
I wasn't
release
crazy.
again?
That seemed like a silly move.
Because if he wins this match, which I'm thinking he probably will, it's kind of like that was pointless. Unless you're going to give a new champion.
And look, they've done that before. Granted, again, different regime. But yeah, if Carmelo Hayes wins this, then it's like, then why'd you take it off of him in the first place? You're right. In a Weapons Wild match, Roxanne Perez facing her former best friend, Cora Jade. That should be fun. And an ambulance match. Damon Camp takes on Julius Creed. If Julius loses, Brutus Creed must leave NXT.
And just Brutus or both of them?
It's just Brutus. The way this, and this came off of the WWE.com. So
that's interesting because I figured that they would take him as a team, not just one.
I would think that too, but apparently just the one, and so yeah. And then Grayson Waller facing Apollo Crews. Again, I think Apollo will get the win, but Grayson Waller could win it by chicanery.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like they're kind of building him up.
It'll be a schmoz finish, but it'll be, it could be Grayson Waller getting the win on that one.
I wanted to ask you, did you hear anything about Sarah Logan getting called up to work with?
Not called up. They're just going to rehire her. If you've seen the vignettes on SmackDown, where they talk about Valhalla is waiting, that's Sarah Logan,
right?
That's
so they're gonna
Eric or Ray Rowe's wife. So apparently, she is being prepared to return and join up with Eric and Ivar as part of the Viking Raiders.
Okay, so another stable, so to speak.
Yes, which it won't be too much of a stretch because she and Ray kind of go with that Viking lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen it on Instagram.
We see the pictures.
It's like real.
Yeah.
I think they call it a Borg.
That's something like that.
That's like what a family's called in Viking speak.
Anyway, that's NXT Halloween Havoc this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Watch it on Peacock. Should be a fun show. Should be a good show.
You'll like this though, Stu. Real quick.
6 matches instead of 5.
I watched Halloween Havoc 89. That was the main event. Sting, Ric Flair together in a tag team in that Doom cage, the Thunderdome or whatever they called it, against Terry Funk and Great Muta.
Yes.
With what's his name? Who was his manager at the time?
Gary Hart.
Yes. I was like, great match.
The Slimy Limey. Gary Hart.
Man,
Playboy Gary Hart.
But that was a really good match, man. I was like, everybody did their part in that match. Really? Oh, because they had to throw in the towels.
So much talent. Sting, Flair, Muta, Funk, Gary Hart.
And Ole Anderson on the outside.
Man, I mean.
Because Ole had the towel to throw in also. I was like, dude, that was a really good match, though. I was like, classic Halloween Havoc. Just in time for this Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, that is a classic. So. And, of course, now Sting getting ready to go to Japan.
Isn't that crazy, though?
To be part of Muta's last match.
I know. That's why I was like, perfect timing. I was like, This is so crazy. That those guys working at 89 are still working today.
We did mention, and we're taping this on Tuesday night, and right now, it is NXT and AEW Dynamite going head-to-head. So it's been it's been fun going back and forth. Like right at this moment, we're watching Chris Jericho defend the Ring of Honor World title against former world champion Dalton Castle. He's got the boys outside. So
he has like extra boys.
He has more boys. He has a bunch of not just the boys, not just the boys we know.
Yeah, he has like extras.
He's got like bunches of boys. Not just the two that share the Ring of Honor 6-man titles with him.
Yeah, not just the Tate twins.
Although he's using the Tate twins right now to ram into Jake Hager, who's got that stinking, purple bucket hat on.
And now Mystery Boy here.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go. So, a few notes from AEW. Friday night on Rampage. Speaking of Ring of Honor talent, The Kingdom.
Yeah, that was odd. Wasn't ready for them.
OGK, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis Bennett showing up on Rampage. They want to challenge FTR for the Ring of Honor tag titles. The storyline is they never got the rematch after the Briscoes beat them at would have been was it Final Battle 2019?
Yeah, I think before COVID.
Yeah. So, and then the FTR and Sean Spears had just beaten the Embassy. Embassy comes back in the ring, attacks them. Kingdom comes down to attack them more, and then here comes Wardlow and Samoa Joe, and it's a whole big thing. And so, but yeah, it was good to see the Kingdom on AEW programming.
I know.
Hopefully, be the first of many times.
That's the thing. I don't know if this is how permanent it is, or if it's just like a couple of time thing deal.
I know Matt Taven is I think he's still doing some stuff with NWA. They're done with Impact.
Yeah, I know that. That's why
I know Mike Bennett's doing some independent dates, but so it'd be good to see Taven and Bennett. The funny thing is, Adam Cole is still out with an injury.
Now, have you heard about I guess the rumor going around where it could be like a career-threatening injury?
I've heard that. Yeah, there are the whispers that he may not come back. I was thinking, if he does.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Adam Cole was a member of the Kingdom as well. He could just insert Adam Cole back in there, and you got the Kingdom again.
I was like, you already have a pre-made storyline for all of that if he does come back, and I hope he does come back because, he still has a lot to give, I feel. He's not finished yet, but you just never know. It is a sport, and even in sports entertainment, and there's always a risk of injury.
That's true. Meanwhile, AEW announced that Chris Jericho has signed a contract extension, which will keep him with the company through December of 2025. As the press release says, quote, keeping sports entertainment alive and well in AEW for the foreseeable future. Jericho will also increase his responsibilities within AEW, serving as a producer and creative advisor, in addition to continuing as a mentor to young talent.
That definitely is the most important part of that deal, is that he'll have more say in the back and more production and more overseeing the talent, because he is one of those guys where it's like he wasn't supposed to get over. He's always had a really good eye for the creative details in this business.
Right.
And who else better to learn from?
And he was one of the calming influences after everything that happened after All Out. So congratulations, Chris Jericho.
Make that money.
Not to mention, and they've been saying this, and it's hard to argue, he is easily the most high-profile individual to hold the Ring of Honor World title in quite some time. So,
I hate to say it, but easily.
Yeah. Speaking of Ring of Honor, Tony Khan was talking to our good friend Justin Barrasso from Sports Illustrated, and he said that, quote, we'll have great news soon about Ring of Honor weekly shows. The success of Death Before Dishonor on pay-per-view has ensured there will be more Ring of Honor pay-per-views. Our goal is to have one more great pay-per-view for Ring of Honor in 2022 and then follow that up with a weekly show in 2023. Now, we've heard this a little bit before.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly going to hold my breath, but
that was a whole lot of corporate speak to say we don't have a TV deal lined up just yet.
The one more pay-per-view that should be Final Battle in December, and then we'll see. Whether they just decide to take Darker Elevation and turn that into Ring of Honor, or if they actually have a TV deal, we'll see. I don't know. Also, AEW, I tell you what, in December, AEW is just going to be in Texas.
So you're just going to drive all over the Central Texas
area? Yeah. You start on December 7th. They'll be here, HEB Center at Cedar Park, just outside of Austin. On the 14th, Winter is Coming, their annual event up in Garland, up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area at the Curtis Caldwell Center. And then December 21st, they'll have their Holiday Bash special at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio.
Ooh, old school, huh?
Yeah. As of right now, there is nothing on their calendar on December 28th, and they may not schedule something that day. You know, they may decide to give the wrestlers off that week or something. But anyway, AEW going to make some hay here in the great state of Texas.
I would really like to see him go down to the Valley if they're going to wrestle on the 28th. Got a lot of wrestling fans in the Valley
that's possible.
Need some AEW love there. Or Laredo, one of the two 956s.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll let you know what's happening in independent wrestling around the area. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, and you're listening to The Horn.
This has actually been like an entertaining match.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. I mean, look, Dalton Castle is a hell of a wrestler.
I know, but like neither one of these guys are in their prime, and ever since the back injury, like he's never going to be 100% ever again.
You're absolutely right. I mean,
he's just working through.
We were saying for a long time he was gonna hang it up, and he still hasn't hung it up, and so.
I mean, obviously the back brace is just very apparent.
They're gonna build up. Jericho's. He
This should be the finish right here.
He said he's going to run through all the former Ring of Honor champions. They've got to build it up to where they get somebody with a name to take that title off of Jericho, and that'd probably be where that's when they'll then go to the weekly shows with a new champion.
Oh wow! I guess this is AEW, so a false finish is expected.
Oh yeah.
Well, did he? Oh, he thinks he won. Okay.
Yeah, he thinks he won.
But
Aubrey Edwards.
But who is that name in ROH?
See, that's
because you even just said that this is the guy right
here.
Yeah, Jericho's
you
the highest.
think of so you got Adam Cole, you got Jay Lethal, of course Dalton Castle, Claudio, Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe's a former world champion.
Cole.
I already mentioned Adam Cole.
I guess Taven, technically speaking, right?
If he sticks around, yeah. I was there at Madison Square Garden when he won the title from.
But there's nobody of like real notoriety that I think the casual fan would have seen. Like
sadly, the only other one is the guy that is at least out with injury right now. We'll see what happens after he heals, and that would be CM Punk.
That's true, but we also, we can't utilize any of the guys that are in WWE either. Like Seth Rollins.
Cody's can't use Cody, can't use Seth, formerly known as Tyler Black.
I can't think of who else holds
Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah,
former Kevin Steen.
Did Zayn ever get it as El Generico? I know he won a lot of big matches, but I don't know if he ever won the title.
And he was tag champs with Kevin.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. But that's just like a pipe dream.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anybody deserves to have a championship anytime soon, it probably is Sami Zayn.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. Dalton Castle, bangarang.
Like, I'm so impressed that he can do all these things with the bad back.
Yeah.
And while wearing that brace.
Yeah, he got that brace on.
Well, I mean, I get it, man. I wouldn't want the surgery either, and I have a bad back too. So it's like, it's not a 100% guaranteed thing. Like, if it was, for sure, sign me up. Just do it. But you never are the same. But I think this is where, like, one of these matches where Jericho's age works the best for this match because he doesn't have to work as fast. Dalton doesn't have to try to work as fast as, and it's looked really good. Although I would wonder maybe about giving him a little jumpsuit or something.
Who?
Dalton Castle.
Oh, he hit Judas Effect on him. Just out of the blue.
Yeah, that was going to be it.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
That was good. That was good though, because it was kind of unexpected.
Oh, that was the whole point of the developing the finisher, so that makes sense. I never thought we would see a back elbow, be a finisher in 2020 wrestling, but
I know.
I mean, it is one of those things where it always comes back full circle.
That bucket hat looks so silly on Jake.
Oh, I mean, it does not look good on him.
That's just awful.
Well, didn't they give who would they give like a It was like a superplex. Oh yeah, Indy Hartwell. That's how she finished the match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very Barry Windham-esque.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see what he's got to say. He's gonna desecrate.
Little by little.
Uh-oh.
Who's that?
That's Ian.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Don't hit Ian. Come on, man. Jerry Lynn.
I was gonna say another former champ. Oh, it's not gonna be the match. They're gonna break up one more match with Jerry Lynn. I'm down.
Oh no, they're gonna pile drive Jerry Lynn right on the belt. How dare he, that dastardly Chris Jericho.
Well, I mean, Jerry Lynn shouldn't have stuck his nose in somebody else's business.
No, he should not have touched Jerry Lynn. How dare he? Jerry Lynn's the nicest guy, by the way. Every time I get to see him, we always have a nice little chat.
I mean, that would be interesting, but is he like one of those guys that's like, can he wrestle, or is it like one of those things where he, he doesn't wrestle because of injuries?
He doesn't wrestle. I mean, he's older. He's been through the wars, all that good stuff. I know he's had at least one knee replaced. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
I don't know if he's able to wrestle.
Because I mean, we were talking about
We're not
past
going.
champions.
I mean, good Lord, they're not going to put him in the ring with Jericho. I would think they're not.
I mean, it would work.
You know.
I wouldn't mind seeing it if he can go.
Yeah.
If he can't, I understand.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
apparently they had showed something with CM Punk's face today on AEW.
probably because it was.
Oh, the video game cover.
Maybe the video game. All right. Meanwhile, NXT. Quincy Elliott.
The Super Diva.
With Shotzi and Zion Quinn, right?
I don't know. I was going to ask you. I don't know who that guy is. Do you?
I forget. All right, let's knock out this last segment. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons. As I said, we're taping this on Tuesday night, so we're going back and forth between NXT and AEW. AEW that just had Chris Jericho beat former Ring of Honor World Champion Dalton Castle to retain his Ring of Honor
In a good
World
matchup
title.
too. It was fun to watch.
And then beat up Jerry Lynn of all folks. They were about to beat up our friend Ian Riccaboni, and then Jerry Lynn came in and saved him and took the bullet for him. Now we're back on NXT with Zion Quinn and Quincy Elliott, and Shotzi's here, and Shotzi's spanking Quincy. There's a phrase I never thought I'd say.
I mean, you said "scissor me, daddy." You didn't think you would see that?
I know. We got a few independent shows going on this weekend we got to tell you about. We're going to start in Sherman. Texoma Pro Wrestling presents Haunting at the Lodge, Friday night at Sherman Elks Lodge. Bell time 8 p.m. Central. Shane Taylor, Tim Storm, Tommy Prince, Franco D'Angelo, and more. That's Texoma Pro Wrestling. Friday night in Sherman. Hurricane Pro Wrestling presents Live Pro Wrestling Saturday at Ford Park in Beaumont. Bell time 7 p.m. Central. Chandler Hopkins, Ryan Davidson, Danny B, The Pump Patrol, and more. That's Hurricane Pro Wrestling this Saturday in Beaumont. Metroplex Wrestling presents For Whom the Bell Tolls Saturday night at the MPX Arena in Bedford. Bell time 8 p.m. Central. Get this, Athena from AEW versus Abaddon from AEW.
Okay.
Plus Brick Savage, Angel Camacho, and more. That's Metroplex Wrestling this Saturday night in Bedford. And Circle 6 presents Everything You Couldn't Be Saturday at the Houston Premier Arena. Bell time 8 p.m. Central. Atticus Koger, Zachary Wentz, Jake Crisp, Prince Adam, and more. That's Circle 6 this Saturday night in Houston. And that's a look at independent wrestling around the area, wherever you may be. Go out and support independent wrestling. A couple notes. Vice TV this week, Tales from the Territories has AWA Body Slams in the Heartland. Great show. Had Medusa Michelli there. Had Diamond Dallas Page, because he started there.
Oh, yeah, as a manager.
Greg Gagne. Ken Patera was in the round table. Some great stories. There was something involving a plane and one of the Mad Dogs.
Okay.
One of the Vashons, I think. So it was nuts. Anyway, check that out. We had mentioned last week that they are going to have a documentary, The 9 Lives of Vince McMahon, that was supposed to show up Tuesday night. It has been postponed. We did not hear as to why, nor did we hear about a possible, future date. So stay tuned. As soon as we hear about it, we'll let you know. So football this weekend, starting on Thursday. Vandergrift taking on Cedar Ridge. Vandergrift coming off that big win against Round Rock. They're taking on Cedar Ridge at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, the Palace on Palmer. Pregame, 6:45 p.m. Central. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Central. You can hear that on 101.9 FM and AM 1260. Meanwhile, on Thursday night, LBJ and Travis will square off at Nelson Field. Pregame, 7:15. Kickoff, 7:30. I believe the one and only Craig Way will be on the call for that.
Oh, nice.
And you can hear that on 105.3 The Bat. Friday night, Lake Travis Cavaliers, Dripping Springs Tigers. A huge game. This is going to determine a lot in the seeding for 26-6A. That will be at Cavalier Stadium. Pregame, 7:15 p.m. Central. Kickoff, 7:30 p.m. Central on Friday. Mark Honig, Bucky Godbolt in the booth. I will be on the sidelines, and you can hear that on the Horn 104.9 FM.
It's weird being in a district where Lake Travis could possibly lose again.
I know. It's maddening. Saturday, Texas Longhorns, after that close win against Iowa State, they get their first true road test as they travel to Stillwater, take on Oklahoma State, ranked, I believe, number 11 as of now. Pregame, 10:30 a.m., kickoff at 2:30 p.m. Central. You can hear that all across the Austin Radio Network, on the Horn, on Coke FM. If you want to hear the Spanish broadcast with my dear friend, Dr. Ruben Pizarro, hear it on 105.3 The Bat. And then Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys return home after the loss to the Eagles. They will host the Detroit Lions. Pre-game, 11 a.m., kickoff at noon Central. And you can hear that on the Horn. Plus, one little addition. It's not on the Horn, but Austin FC in the Western Conference semifinals for the MLS Cup playoffs. They will face their rivals, FC Dallas. That will be at Q2 Stadium here in Austin. Kickoff, 7 p.m. Central. You can see it on ESPN.
Yeah, both teams having to go to penalty
kicks. Good
win.
night, nurse.
You might get another one like that again.
And they've had, in both times that they've played each other this season, it's been draws.
I know. That's why I'm like, you're probably going to see penalty kicks again, man. That's how I see it going.
Gonna be nuts. That'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin the Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter and Twitch at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We live stream on YouTube and Twitch most Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central. You can catch us Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central on the flagship radio station for the Texas Longhorns and your radio home in Austin for the Dallas Cowboys. We are The Horn, 104.9, 101.9 FM, and AM 1260. Or you can catch us anytime on demand by either going to hornfm.com and click on the On-Air tab, or by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast platform. Make sure you rate and review us while you're there. For Justin, I'm Stu. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time tonight. Have a great week. We will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
And there we go. Meanwhile, Quincy won.
Yeah, he has the Yoko finish. He's kind of like a evolution to me of the Goldust character. Obviously, less on certain aspects of it, but I guess the big thing is that
I guess that. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, he has a little bit of that androgynous thing going on. I mean, I'm not hating it. It's something different, and different's always welcomed in pro wrestling. But
yeah,
I'm surprised that they gave him that finish, though, because he's not, like, he's big, but he's not, like, Rikishi big or Yokozuna
but
big.
he's pretty sizable. Oh, that's right. Hank helped him out. Hank. Way to go, Hank.
But the whole Shotzi thing, though, I don't get.
Well, she's a babyface again, for some odd reason.
Because he gave her back her tank. I don't know.
Yes. Meanwhile, on AEW,
entrances.
It is. Oh no, we're fighting.
Is that Mox? Yeah.
That's Mox and Hangman.
So is this like a regular match, or is
No, it's for the title. Now, I seriously doubt Mox would lose, but it is for the title.
Looks like he jumped him because he's still wearing his vest.
They may have battled outside the ring or something.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if the match even really got going yet.
That's a good question.
Because, I mean, unless it's like a no-holds-bar type deal. Not the movie, but it's match stipulation.
Not the movie. That's funny.
Can't even remember the last time I've seen No Holds Bar.
What was it, 80? 87, maybe?
Something like that.
86,
I mean,
87.
Pro wrestling really was at its peak.
I think I was still in high school, so I think it may have been 86. Let's find out.
Surprise, surprise. Mox bleeding.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured you'd be all over that UFC. I guess that's what Fight Night's probably talking about, right? Is that UFC event this weekend?
Oh, Lord, no, it's 89.
89.
Wow.
Still, I mean, not like it was just yesterday.
And Hogan was still champion.
Oh, was he in 89?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I mean, I guess that would have been like the last part of the heyday, right? Of the rock and wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Or would we just say like, nah, definitely just.
Oh, dude, they just. Oh, wow. Check that out. Heyman coming off the bleachers.
What? That's
with the swanton on Mox.
That was crazy.
That's jump.
But see, like, I like that, and it's very impressive. But something like that.
Why?
Like, why at the very beginning?
Yeah.
And like, why doesn't that end the match, or or end the guy? I mean, that looked impressive as all get out, but I'm just like,
yeah,
I get it, and
feels a little unnecessary.
I mean, I played the video games too, where you would have like these awesome things, and like it wouldn't finish a match, but In the grand scheme of things, I'm just kind of like, why waste that at the very beginning, and why doesn't it break Mox's leg or something?
Right.
And how is he able just to get right back up afterward?
Oh. Hangman with kicks to the back. Mox saying, "Come on, bring it on." So he starts pounding the top of his head.
Yeah,
which is bleeding.
Yeah, which has already been opened up.
We're not talking Crimson Mask yet, but there's blood. There's blood.
I don't know. He has a lot.
Did you hear that thing about Ronda Rousey? She was trying to pitch using thumbtacks in the.
Oh yeah.
And they said no, we can't, because we can't legally injure someone, or we can't have blood or something like that.
No, I didn't hear the reasoning why. I just thought
yeah.
I felt like it was a good idea not to do it. I didn't think that type of match warranted the necessity for thumbtacks. But
I didn't either, but
I was like, did Rousey want to be the one that went through him?
No, it was something about. Oh, it was something about. I don't remember.
I just remember
somehow they couldn't do it. Oh, they must have just announced this. Sure enough, final battle. December 10th from the College Park Center in Arlington.
Oh, so they're going to be here? Okay. So they're doing all Texas. That whole... Okay.
Start a special time of 3 p.m. Central.
So what? It's Jerry Lynn for the title?
Yes. Chris Jericho versus Jerry Lynn.
No, not Jerry Lynn.
I don't think they've announced it yet. Well, let's see if we got anything. Okay. Anyway, we may have to. When is that? When did they say that was? December 10th. That's a Saturday, I think. We have to give Kerry Silkin a call, see if he's going to make it in. Yeah, December 10th is on a Saturday. I have to call Kerry, see if he's going to make it in for that.
That's cool. Be nice if he can find some time to get on.
Tell him if he shows up, I'll take him to dinner. Breaking the back. Superplex by Moxley. 2 counts. So we go to the heel stomps. Yeah.
Okay, well, I complained. They must have heard me.
FTR versus Swerve in Our Glory next Wednesday. Number 1 contenders match. Riho against Jamie Hayter next Wednesday. Jericho Garcia taking on Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta.
I'm all like, way less interested in those last 2 matches. Interested
Bryan
in that
Danielson,
match.
Sammy Guevara.
And interested in the tag team match.
Interesting.
So does Moxley just like show up in his like the stuff that he wrestles in?
I don't know.
Like whose empty suite is that supposed to be?
I I don't know. I don't know if maybe MJF was sitting up there, or apparently there was something hanging. Oh. You know, the apron is the hardest part of the ring.
Oh, I know, but that's because I felt it. I've experienced it.
Actually, shouldn't the ring post be the hardest part of the ring?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it depends on what you constitute as the ring. It's like, it's a hot dog a sandwich? It's in between two slices of bread. It's a hamburger sandwich. I mean, I've had hamburger on sandwich bread before.
Why do you park in a driveway and drive on a parkway?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't make
Actually, the only reason I remember that was, what was his name? It was a comedian. Did everything very deadpan. Stephen, I want to say Stephen Elliott, but I don't think that's right.
Not talking about Mitch Hedberg.
No. These progressive commercials with, the guy trying to teach everybody not to be their parents. These do tickle me a bit. Don't need a line monitor. Okay, so they must have just shown it on TV. All right, cool. Very cool. So apparently people pay attention when William Regal goes out to the commentary desk.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he is flirting with Excalibur.
Oh, I know.
It is hilarious. Somebody just tweeted, worth noting Regal has not flirted with Excalibur once tonight. Come on, William. Oh, that's right. Titles versus trademark. Acclaimed versus Nice and Josh Woods. So they came out with Rampage. They came out with Smart Mark Sterling. Smart Mark Sterling apparently had filed to trademark Scissor Me.
Yeah.
This whole thing. So they were doing a match on Rampage.
Not the worst thing I've heard, I guess.
Shotzi is going to host NXT Halloween Havoc. Well, that'd be interesting. Big lariat. Apparently, the lariat Mox gave Hangman a lariat, which has at least temporarily knocked him out. You got Doc Samson in the ring,
No.
checking on.
Not by any of this. No.
Well, Doc Samson's checking on him.
Yeah, but he also hit.
Well, hold on.
He hit a standing moonsault to start off this match. Come on. I'm sorry that you can't do that and then just have him knock him out.
Yeah, can't continue. Stop the match. Jon Moxley retains via, I guess, referee stoppage.
Okay. Well, I'm good now.
Wow. 9 minutes left in the show, so. So you got 9 minutes left. Apparently Taz just mentioned that Gurney has been brought ringside. I guess to take Hangman Adam Page away from the ring. Meanwhile, Moxley is in the ring celebrating. Acclaim versus the Varsity Athletes. That's what they're calling them. Titles versus trademark. We also got Penelope Ford taking on Willow Nightingale. I hope they start stringing some wins for Willow Nightingale. I think she could be something. That'll be on Rampage Friday night. 10 takes on Rush. It was supposed to be Andrade, but Andrade is, quote, suspended, end quote. Rampage. Hook for the FTW Championship, defending against Ari Daivari. That'll be a. Okay, and then next week, FTR versus Swerve in Our Glory in a number one contenders match. I'm not crazy about those. It's kind of like if you're fighting to get a title shot, why not just fight for the title? Riho taking on Jamie Hayter next Wednesday on Dynamite. Be good to see Riho back in the ring. Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia facing the men they took their respective titles from, in Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta from the Blackpool Combat Club. Bryan Danielson taking on Sammy Guevara. Apparently, Sammy and Ty are in Brazil on vacation. .854, so again, still got 6 minutes.
Yeah, but they already lost me, man. I'm not even interested though, because I'm just like, they're just standing around, they're just checking on him. Like,
I think, but MJF left his booth. Could we see MJF cash in?
No, not with this much time left. And if they do, good for them. But I am gonna go eat, man. I'm hungry.
Okay, you go eat.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna keep on. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on this for just a little bit, but we'll see you next week. Yeah. By the way, you don't have to turn the mic off just because it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't see anything else interesting coming from this, unless he really got hurt.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. All right, man. Take it easy. All right, so Moxley is cutting a promo in the ring. talking about how, it's a dangerous game that they play with the wrestling. Probably, giving credit to Hangman. They're he's cussing. They're trying to bleep it out or mute it or whatever. Oh, so now he's calling out MJF with, let's see. Oh, okay. Music plays. MJF's music. He's dragging Bryce Remsburg. He's got the chip. Let's see. But he hasn't given up the chip yet. So he's taking his, so MJF's in street clothes. He's in the ring. He's taking his shirt off. Bryce Remsburg has the belt. Looks like they're gonna go. Moxley flipping off MJF. Nope. He's going to so now MJF has a mic. So he's not going to cash it in now because he wants Moxley, quote, at 110%. Okay, so now it's official. All right, so they made it official. He wants the title shot at Full Gear. Okay, interesting. Moxley basically just telling him he's earned date with destiny. She's going to show the whole world that getting in the ring with him is as dangerous as all hell, is what Moxley's saying. So, All right. Well, that was fun. It was a fun little edition of. Meanwhile, let's see. See what we got. NXT, because NXT runs over. Oh, damn it. We're doing the face-off. Kevin Owens with the 3 participants in the triple threat title match. Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, JD McDonough. You are human. Okay. All right. Well, that's what this is of. So, I think I'm going to sign off now. Folks on YouTube and Twitch, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for joining us every week and for checking this out. Look, we don't get money off of this or anything. We do this because we like doing it. We have fun doing it. It's a chance for Justin and I to get together, talk wrestling, have a few laughs, And so, those of you that join us, I appreciate it more than you know. We'll be back next week. More stuff, and we'll recap Halloween Havoc plus. All the other stuff that's happening. So, for now, for Justin Simmons, I'm Stu Meyer. Thanks so much for checking us out. We'll see you.